Hey guys, something very, very, very weird has been happening to me, and it's to do with a novel. Literally, it's right on my bed. So let me show you. It's got guidance here, but it's it is to do with this novel that's been on my bed. Second, guys, just pause it for a second. Literally take about a couple of minutes just so I can do the technically the cooks and yeah, just I'll be done. Okay, I finally finished the and it's about this book. It's about this guy's book because something very weird has been happening. Now I have been drawing um like this other wifey or like other wifey self. But okay. In his snail, that's why I've been his snail, and I've drew it and at some of the page there, sometimes there's a faint page of a pic of a photo when you can not flip the page around, so you can sort of see through that. And there was one, but it wasn't in any of the pages. It was just stuck between. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. Oh, you really can't, but just imagine there's a faint picture there. When you flip the page around, the faint picture, this picture's still not there. Like, it is really there, but for me to do a full review about it, I need to to come forward really and have a very good brightness for this. One way I can describe this is like a one way I can describe this phenomenon is like a stain from a. Okay, guys, so yeah, so yeah, that is about the fact that it's like a faint picture of something, and it may resemble the previous picture I've drawn. It's as if I draw a circle, and then that circle more like a faint sort of bumps, a faint bump on the picture, which is not behind that. It could be that, but this is not what we're talking about. I was just giving you an example. What we are talking about, the fact that every time I wake up in the morning, the book would always disappear. And what I mean by that is I'll fall asleep with this novel. Let me show you guys. It's this novel right here. I don't know if you can find the same one, but it's about, it's 9.99 technically. I got it about a few, probably weeks ago. I wouldn't say more than about 1 or 2 months ago, really. I wouldn't say that about more than 1 or 2 months ago, sort of. I don't remember. I think it was in April when I got this. I don't think it was in March. I think it was more like in April. Actually, I don't really remember. It could be somewhere in April, or maybe close to the end of March. I don't know. But April when I've got this, and when I fall asleep with it, I'll write on it. When I fall asleep with it, next day I'd always want to go to the living room. So, and every time I would see it gone, I'll go to the living room and it to be waiting there for me. And this would happen every time. I'd write on it. It was every time I wrote on it, I felt a sense of happiness. And I couldn't describe it, but I felt a sense of happiness every time I write on it. Like it's sort of like I'm respecting the book or something, as if the novel wants me to write on it, and I'm respecting it. That's why it's making me feel happy. I don't know, but this is very, very mysterious. Okay, guys, this is very mysterious, and it's like. And then one day I woke up in the morning, wanted to stay in my brother's room for a bit, and yes, the book was right there in my brother's room, and I still write on it. And I still write on the book. Okay, guys. And I still write on the book. Okay. Um. So yeah, I wrote on it even if I felt a sense of happiness again, which is very interesting. So yeah, I drew again in my brother's room. I wrote on it whatever I wanted, literally whatever I wanted. It's like the book wanted me to write on it, and it doesn't matter what it was as long as I wrote on the book. That's fine. No, that was fine. Wrote on the book. So yeah, you see what I mean. Secondly, and then one time, again the next day in my brother's room, wanted to go. The book was also there for me. Then the day after, I started to go into the living room, but I want to go to the living room, and yes, the book was always there again. It's like, okay, guys, it's like, you see, every time I want to target a place where to stay, the book would always be there waiting for me. It's like the book knows where I'm about to stay, and it would wait for me there. It's like I can't stay in any place without the book being there with me. And I don't know the reason for that, okay? So I decided not to write on the book. And as I not writing the book, I felt this sort of worrying. I felt a sense of worrying in myself, like I'm worrying about something, even though there's nothing to worry about. I felt this sense of worrying about something. Something. I felt worried when there's literally nothing to worry about. Everybody's okay. Everybody's okay. Literally, things are okay. Everything's perfectly fine. Everyone's. Some people are happy. Some people see there's nothing to worry about. When I felt this sense of worrying for some reason, I could tell it was some reason. That it wasn't for. It wasn't. It was some reason. Okay, some reason. It was for some reason. When I started later on writing the book again, I wrote in the book again, and then I felt a sense of happiness again. Felt a sense of respect and happiness. And one of the other times I started to stay in a different place. I started to stay in the corridor. And what would happen if I stayed between the... Actually, no, before I did that, I went to sleep in my brother's room. Was the book in my bedroom? So the book was in my bedroom, the novel. This one, guys, right here. The novel I just showed you was in my bedroom. The novel was in my bedroom. And the book, the novel was in my bedroom, right there. The novel was literally the book. It doesn't make a difference, but still. And I slept in my brother's room for difference. I woke up tomorrow in the bed in my brother's room with a white blanket, and the book wasn't there with me. I wanted to stay for a bit, but seriously, it wasn't there with me. Got off the bed for 5 minutes. I looked at the blanket; it was still flattened on the bed, and I felt something hard. And the hard thing, I assumed, of course, it was the no underneath. I opened it, and I was like, okay, this is very, very bizarre. I wasn't really. I felt okay. I just really wanted to really find out why this was happening. Perhaps there was a reason for this to be happening, okay? Perhaps, guys, there was a reason for this to be happening. So I just sort of just whatever, said to myself, whatever, just sort of, there must be a reason for this. And, um, and the book was there, and I wrote on it again. I wrote on it wherever I wanted. And then I left the book there, decided to go and see if it would be in my room to stay there. It was there. I did want to stay in my room a bit. It was there on my bed. I want to stay in my brother's room again. I actually did. And the book was there again. It's like the book wouldn't be there if you don't want to stay there. For example, if I want to go to the living room from my bedroom, I want to go to the living room, but first I have to go to my brother's room, then I have to go then to the living room. It wouldn't be in my brother's room because that's not where I want to stay. Even if I say, for example, if I wanted to go to the living room, then I look at my brother's room, and I'm like, okay, I want to stay there. The book will appear, not in front of my eyes, but it could appear under the bed, behind blankets, under a pillow. You know what I mean? Otherwise, it wouldn't be there. Like if I see my room, I want to go to my brother's down in the living room, but I'll go to my brother to the other room first, to the other room first, to the other room first. Then I don't want to stay there. It wouldn't be there. But if I do think, okay, now I want to stay there, then yeah, it will appear somewhere under the blanket. or something like that, because it's just there waiting for me to use it. So I stood in the corridor, and then I stood in the corridor. There's no way it could appear. Then it appeared behind me. Then I searched how to write Egyptian writing. So I wrote in completely in Egyptian, yeah, like this ancient Egyptian writing on a blank page, and I took both pages writing this mysterious sort of writing, and each scribble represented one word. So each scribble from both pages, and I left the book open and waited. Mysteriously, the page of the book started to grow orange. Okay, the page started to grow orange of the page, the book. The page started to grow itself into an orange page, and mysteriously, that's what happened. It started to grow orange and more orange and more orange, as if it was made of sandstone. The whole page. I could feel it get more orange. Then suddenly, an orange light started to come out of the book of both pages. I was not supposed to touch the whole book. If I mess this up, I'll probably have to restart. I don't know what will happen, but I didn't want to see. So, so there's orange light. Then after suddenly, so all of this time there was a huge orange from the book. There was this orange light, and every time I went close to this orange light, it seemed as if this orange type of light was made of sandstone. No, no, okay, it was made of sandstone or something. It was very bizarre, but it's made of sandstone. So it's been made of sandstone. Then I felt a sense of happiness, and I felt as if the book itself, the light itself, was also happy. If the light has something to do with the book, if the light has a connection to the book, it felt as if that light was also sort of happy. When I felt I felt happiness around it. And then I saw a smiley face carved in orange, and I went to hug it, smiling. I went to hug it really, like being very happy, and it didn't disappear. I I let go of it. You see that? And so yeah, I went to hug it, and the light was still there when it closed itself back into the book. So the book was still open with the Egyptian writings still there, and I felt as if the Egyptian writing just was still there. I very carefully closed the book, did not touch the writing. I mean, very carefully tried to. I don't think it was like that. I think the writing actually disappeared, and it could be back when it just disappeared to defend itself from not being touched. So that's I think it could have just disappeared. I looked at the back of the book, and at the very back on the left page, still the writing. It said, "Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you for writing on me." You, me with a smiley face, and it said, uh, and it said, "Really appreciate you." And I said, I really appreciate you to you as well, or something like, really appreciate you as well. And I said, like, I love to write on you. And I said, I love to write on you with another smiley face. And I closed the book. And mysteriously, after I did that, I looked again. The Egyptian writing was sort of still there. I just sort of left it, and I just closed the book. But guys, mysteriously, I didn't actually touch mysterious writing. But also, this never ever happened again. The book would never always appear where I want to stay. That never happened. This mysterious phenomenon has stopped, and it has stopped. But I could sort of feel like I can still talk to the book somehow, and have ability not to talk to the book. But that all the events of the book would say just stop. Every time I wanted to stay somewhere, the book would not be there with me. It would always be where I left it. So yeah.